Laker fans, welcome to another preview video. Lakers did what they had to do, beat Houston on Friday night, got that number 3 seed, which is massive for the Lakers' chances, get to host a first-round playoff game for the first time in over a decade, which is huge for the team. And then so looking at this game, this Portland game on Sunday, nothing really going for both teams. Portland wants to lose, or at least the brass wants them to lose for their chances of a lottery pick being better, and the Lakers just going to be playing all the young guys, all the guys that don't really get much time because don't want to risk an injury. Valuable days off for LeBron and Luka and guys like that. But it's always fun seeing the kind of young guns get to go out there. Shake Milton's going to be playing a lot. Bronny James will be playing a lot. I assume Connect will be playing a lot. He's the one guy that, even though he's fell out of the rotation, I wouldn't be surprised if he did show up in a playoff game or a playoff series if someone does get hurt, there is some foul trouble. But Alex Len will probably be in this one, Markieff Morris. So all the guys that won't be getting looks in the playoffs will be playing. But it's always fun seeing the young guys going for Portland. They're resting most of their guys too. And so everyone wants to talk about how they don't load manage, that they want to win the games. But then the brass calls down and says that Scoot Henderson's not playing, Shaden Sharp's not playing, Anthony Simons isn't playing, Jeremy Grant, Denny Advia. So all their kind of core group of guys are not going to be playing in this one. So again, not much on the line. We're going to be seeing a heavy dose of Toumani Camara. He's a nice young player for the Blazers. He's shown a lot of potential. Donovan Clingan is a fun person to watch. He won a title at UConn, was part of those great back-to-back UConn teams. He'll be playing Matisse Thybulle, former 76er, pretty good defender. He'll be probably going in the starting lineup as well. Banton and Chris Murray will kind of round it out. Jabari Walker, Justin Minaya off the bench. So a lot of names that most people have never heard of and probably won't be on the roster for the Blazers next year. So it'll be basically a glorified G League game. But, hey, we get to see Laker basketball, and that's always fun. Now, to the most important part of Sunday, of course, we're going to have the Lakers on the main TV because that's what we're always going to do. But for all those side TVs or the computer or the phone, we're going to be scoreboard watching to see who the Lakers are going to get in round one. There's a lot of conflicting reports on who can possibly be in for the Lakers, but I'm going off Mike Trudell and the Athletics' John Hollinger. So what they have, bear with me for a second, the Lakers will play Minnesota. If Minnesota wins, Denver wins, and the Clippers win. The Lakers will be playing Golden State. There's two scenarios where they play Golden State. Golden State if Minnesota, Golden State, and Denver win. Also, if Minnesota, Golden State, and Houston win. So to play Golden State, the Denver-Houston game doesn't really matter for them. That's why the Golden State odds of the Lakers playing them is pretty high. And then the Lakers will play Denver if Minnesota, the Clippers, and Houston win. So if Denver loses to Houston, the Clippers beat Golden State, and Minnesota beats their opponent, the Jazz. So probably looking at Golden State, all three of those teams, the Lakers cannot play the Clippers, which is they've become the popular kind of finals pick all of a sudden the last week. I would have loved to have seen that because Lakers wouldn't have to leave Los Angeles, which I think would be a big rest advantage, big injury advantage for the Lakers in terms of you're getting a couple weeks of just sitting at home and not having to travel, especially with some swelling and things like that certain guys are dealing with. But looking at Golden State, I love to hear from in the comments what your thoughts are on who you prefer to see, who you wouldn't want to see. Golden State seems like the team that's the hottest right now. I know they lost to Harrison Barnes and the Spurs on a game-winning buzzer beater. Golden State has played the Lakers since the Luka Doncic trade. The Lakers are 3-1 on the season against the Warriors, but in the one game where they saw Jimmy Butler and Luka Doncic, the Warriors did win that one. Again, Luka had a really bad game in that one, and the Lakers really kind of came back in the fourth quarter. They just got going too late, missed that the Torian Finney-Smith. They almost turned the ball over at the end with a shot to win, but just couldn't get it together. So they technically, with the new look kind of Warriors and Lakers, they are 1-0 against the Lakers. Denver, 2-2 on the season. Played them a few times with Luka being there. The first one was Luka's kind of first coming out party. He had north of 30 points, went into Denver and got the win. The next two times, the Lakers were either had everybody hurt or they had everybody hurt. So that was the game that Reeves and Connect went in there and almost beat Denver on their home floor. And then the Lakers beat the Nuggets on their home floor, but Murray and Jokic, those guys weren't playing. So don't really know what's going on there in Minnesota. So Minnesota 2-2 on the season series. They have played Luka and the new look Lakers once, and the Lakers won 111-102. So exciting. I can't wait. NBA playoffs the best time of year. And you're looking in terms of star power and pedigree. Golden State's probably the toughest opponent because Draymond's been there, Steph's been there. You got a closer in Jimmy Butler, something they haven't really had in a few years, where that valid number two that Steph can kind of go to. And I know Steve Kerr kind of talks about how he hasn't been drawing up plays for Jimmy Butler, and he's kind of just implemented himself in the offense. I think he saw at the end of that Laker game that when it gets close, Jimmy kind of takes the ball and gets to the free throw line. And that's a big facet of his game. He leads, he's like up there in top free throw attempts for the Golden State Warriors, even though he's only been there for half the season. So that's a big add for them. Minnesota playing really good ball recently. Blew out Memphis the other night, but we don't know how good Memphis is. Obviously, Anthony Edwards, superstar. He's one of the best players in the entire NBA. They got some size, really good defensive center with Gobert. Obviously, Karl-Anthony Towns is not there anymore, and now it's Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. I think this team got better even after that deal. I think they're a little more dangerous because Anthony Edwards finally has a shooter to go along with him and DiVincenzo, and Randle can get his when he wants to. We saw this kind of him have some trouble when he played for the Knicks, and he went to a lot of ISO ball. But that is nice that, again, if you're a Timberwolves fan, you have Anthony Edwards, and then you have a couple other options. Or it felt like the last couple of years was really on Anthony Edwards to drop 40 points, and they had to be so good defensively, and that's tough to ask over a long series. And then Denver, a lot of turmoil. Michael Malone not there, got fired last week. Jokic averaging a triple-double on the season. Jamal Murray came back the other night, but at the same time, don't know if he's really fully healthy. And if you look back at a lot of those playoff games, Jamal Murray is really the guy that's killed the Lakers. And no disrespect to Jokic, because he's phenomenal and have had big games against the Lakers. But Murray's been the guy that in crunch time they really go to. It has really kind of tormented the Lake Show. They're kind of in flux. People kind of sold their stock on all of them. Yes, they're still have Jokic and Murray in them, but Russell Westbrook, part of the reason Michael Malone got fired was there was questions about him wanting to play him, and a lot of the team didn't want Russ to be playing. They don't have a lot of depth. They've lost Bruce Brown. They've lost KCP, a lot of the guys that kind of made that championship team. Christian Brown's now in the starting lineup, and they don't play defense. They're really bad defensively. They have been all year. I think the Lakers could really take advantage of that. And when the Lakers played Jokic in that one game where they were all healthy, Jared Vanderbilt was a pest in Jokic's side. And I haven't seen Jokic that angry all year. They were really getting after him defensively. JJ Redick kind of going small ball on Jokic, not just trying to go big for big, try to front him, not let it even get into him with a dose of Vanderbilt and Rui and then LeBron at times. I think the Lakers will be favored in every series. Probably Golden State is just the scariest because of the pedigree part. But again, I would pick the Lakers to win that series as well. So going to be fun on Sunday. A lot of tiebreakers, a lot of things going on. Can't wait to see where we're talking about who the Lakers will be playing next week. Alan will get you on the postgame show breaking down who the Lakers will be playing, because we will know by that time who will be the first round matchup. And can't wait for all that. And then Alan will get his morning show on Monday. So appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'll be back with some preview videos next week for the playoff series. And everyone have a good rest of the weekend.